Okay, one more. Let's see what this says. It says drawing supplies, and it also says Chewy, where pet lovers shop. So I don't know what's in here. Something for drawing dogs, maybe? That sounds good to me. Let's draw some dogs. I'm tired of working with it. What the heck is that? Huh. All right, whatever. I don't think that was supposed to be in there. Oh man, this box smells like vanilla. Like, it smells delicious. It smells like dessert. What's weird is that apparently dog food or dog treats or something came in it, so maybe I'll just have a hankering for a milk bone. What do we have here? What do we have here? What do we have? Oh my goodness, what the heck is that doing here? I don't like big muffs. I don't like Electro-Harmonix pedals. What is that? It's a tone bypass. So that could be a V3. It could be 1, 2, 3. We could have a little family reunion here. But it's not. At least I don't think so. I think it's an op amp. Missing a foot. Good thing I know a guy who's got a bunch of feet. Okay, AC powered, tone bypass. I think that puts this firmly into the category of a V5. Oh yes, let's try it now. Oh, there's a note in here. You see what the note says? Off camera. Dear James, I love you so much. You're so awesome. Thank you for buying my pedal. I'm going to give you a full refund because you're so cool and you can just keep it. Actually, no, sorry. It doesn't say any of that. It's just my receipt for me. And we're going to do the test it before you take it apart. This is a new skill that I'm learning. Test it before you take it apart. I've never done that before in life. Okay, well. Oh, let's turn the amp up a little bit. Okay, it's not doing anything other than in bypass, so let's presume it has no battery. Something sounds a little loose in there. Pot's loose. Both pots are loose. So I have owned a op amp Big Muff before, but not this one. It was the one with the LED, which I think makes it, and it was when that was new. So I think it makes it a Fran Blanche New York Big Muff reissue. Not really a reissue because it borrows features of other various circuits. This has a battery in it. That's concerning, unless the battery's dead. Okay. Now that other one that I had, the New York Big Muff, it was not a favorite of mine. Okay, let's test this battery and hope it's dead. $15 millivolts. Whoo! Good. Let's see what we have here. $7.8. I don't even have that. 9.3. 8.7. Let's roll with 9.3. That's a healthy battery. Oh, feel good about this one. So I didn't care for the let's look at the pot dates right here. The op amp Big Muff that I had, it was just way too Billy Corgan. Okay, 1979, 1979, 1979. Now this is an op amp for certain. Do you see how there's like 4 rows of pins, 4 rows of pins? That's one op. 4 rows of pins, 4 rows of pins. That's another op amp. So those are the 2 op amps. Let's have a brief look at the rest of the circuit board because you can kind of see it from within there. Big 220 microfarad filter cap there. That's probably for the incoming AC if you were to use this. Yeah, it's an AC power if you were to use that jack. I'd like to see what the input capacitor is. I'm curious. Let's see what the input is on this side. And input is this red wire, and it lands right there. And it's this little green film cap here, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to see the value of it. Maybe you guys can see it on camera better than I can. Maybe from that side. Can you see it? Is there a value printed on it? See, I can't see it. One, I have light shining on the screen of the camera, and 2, it's recording in ProRes, so everything looks really white and washed out with no detail. Oh, the printing is on this side. I can see that much. There is printing on it. But sometimes I film this stuff and then I go look at it later and it's like, oh yeah, I can see it. So I think I probably have on camera the right thing right there. I just don't know if it can be read. Is that viewable? Can you see what it is? Okay, I'm going to try with my glasses on to see it off camera. And we can talk about it. Oh boy. It says 0.068K. So this should be not too bassy. This monster right here. Oh, sorry. Zoomed in too far. That guy's got 10 microfarad input capacitor. Right. I see some 0.22s further down the chain. All right, I do want to tighten up these pots while this is sitting out here on my bench. Oh, that's interesting. Green, green, white. So are they different values? PO150, PO130, PO130. Okay, so I'm used to a Big Muff circuit from Electro-Harmonix having 100K, 100K, 100K. I don't know what that PO150, 130 is. I'm certain they're not 130K and 150K. They don't make pots that specific. Not for this kind of stuff. Okay. Let's switch. Could maybe use a little cleaning too, but that's not something I'm doing right now. I'll try to get a reading on them. I think you actually can read one or two of the pots in a Big Muff in circuit, so let's see what happens. Wire's getting caught on my bench. At 2K, so that has parallel resistance. Obviously, it's not a 2K pot. $8.7 and rising a little bit. It might be a 10K pot. Seems awfully low though. 8.4 and rising a little bit. So yeah, maybe those ones are marked PO 130. Maybe those are 10K pots. I don't know. I'm gonna go on Kit Ray's website and look at the schematics. Although I gotta say, I did that for my Ram's head, and it doesn't match. It has dates and features that match some earlier stuff, and then those 10 microfarad electrolytics are a feature that they don't mention until a later one, with different PCB and different capacitors around it. So, you know, it's a different animal. This is a little bit bent. I'm going to see if I can use the non-serrated portion of these pliers to grab the corner without marring it. Somebody probably did that on purpose because the corners were poking out and they just went too far. Because that does happen. Corners get caught on stuff. Okay, so you see I didn't actually take it out all the way. There. Just made it nearly straight. And then when I put the case on, that'll hold it fully straight. Switch is loose. Seems like this 14 millimeter rocket. The camera cut out on me, but what I was about to say was that I'd like to get another set of these rocket sockets and take this 14 millimeter, probably, you know, not on a real pedal, but take one of these knurled nuts and heat it up and just press this into it and let it cool, pull it off, and then I would have one for removing those things, those switch nuts that I'd have to remove all the time. I don't exactly remember where we were on this because I took a little break. Here's what I was looking for. Tone bypass. Tone bypass. I just wanted to see. I thought it was a .068 input cap when I opened this up. And is it? Let's see, where's the inputs? Around here somewhere. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's down here. C11. C11. .068. And what's the input resistor? Is it R17? R16? 56K. Let's look at it on this. This is a little easier. In 150 nanofarads. That's not what I saw. Okay. 56K. Interesting. Well, I saw that .068, so one of these schematics confirms it. I couldn't find as much printed material on these, interestingly enough. I'd kind of like to get a version. Is it a version 4 or is it a version 3 that's the tone bypass? It's a version 3 with the tone bypass. I just don't know if that's called a version 4. I don't know. Oh, interestingly enough, before we put this away, I did note that this one shows 50K volume and 10K on tone and sustain, and we were measuring just under 10K. So I do think you can measure a couple of those pots in circuit. I think that's probably right. I don't know about that 50K though. I don't think that's, it might be, because I think it said 150 on the back of the pot. So, you know, maybe it's like you have 150K pot. Yeah, this shows 100 for the volume. I'm going to pop this back open and read those part numbers again so I can look at them later. PO150, PO130, and PO130. Sustain and tone are the PO130s. Yeah. I would think that's probably a... What reading did I get on it? I don't remember. I did this a while ago. Let's try it again. Why don't you focus? There you go. $2K? Well, that's because there's parallel resistance, like I said before. I think it's 100K. I think it was a 50. It would say it would not be white. These pod shafts are kind of color coded. All right, we're supposed to listen to this before we take it apart. Let's just do that real quick, and then we can take it apart. Just get the listening over with. Get the, this is music gear. Let's get the sound and music over with, so we can get to nerding around with taking it apart. And that's what this is for, right? Sounds like it's working to me. I'm gonna just do a very quick demo. Whoa, that's loud. That sounds good. Is this already bypassed? Yeah. That switch needs some cleaning. Okay, that's what a big muff sounds like usually to me. Oh, that's the bypass? That's the tone bypass. Now remember, we're going to the 68 Princeton reverb here. It's a clean amp. I don't have the volume turned up very much. Okay. I've got that up all the way up. Okay, so now this is the tone on. Let's just listen to the sweep of the tone. Really buzzy. Halfway. All the way down. Do a little bit. Let's do like thirds. Here's a third up. Two-thirds. Only that triangle. That's about where I probably like it best. I'll say this though, I don't know if it's because of the op amps, but it does have a tight sound to it. For as much scoopy, gritty gain as it's got a tight sound. So, did you see how I moved that a hair? I wish there was a whole range of control between those 2 points. I wonder if there's a battery in this. Let's try. Yeah, I think there is. I'm giving it some mids back. That 800 hertz is kind of pokey. Like, it's also kind of crackly. Oh. I kind of dig it. What if we bypass the tone now? Yeah, it gets all harsh again. That's kind of a nice EQ too. The tone bypass off and this turned a little more MIDI. Still very scoopy though. Makes me want to give it more of that 800 and a little of that 1.6K. Yeah, that sounds nice. That's giving me a hard time too. It needs to be cleaned up. I can get away with that. Let's hear without the EQ again before we get back into it. It's just too scoopy. All right, so I think I might like a audio taper pot in there more to spread out the beginning of the pot over more of the range of the knob and just have the last end jump. I don't think I have an audio taper 10K pot. Does this other schematic agree that those are 10Ks? My metering does, so I just want to see if everything confirms. Yeah, 10 and 10. So okay, my metering and two schematics say that these two are 10K. Audio 10K. Now these are those funny CTS pots with the long legs, but no big deal to put a regular one in there and make it work. I don't know if I want to modify this. So this is a 70s pet. It's not like a desirable version of a big muff necessarily by comparison to the triangles and the ram's heads. But it is kind of cool. Maybe I'll just leave it be and not mess with it. Okay, let's look at it though. Let's look at it. All right. You have to get to clean into that later. All right, so I want to have a look at the circuit because I understand there's some different versions. Some different op amps were used in the second position. And I want to see those things. Okay, so I think we got to take all this stuff off. Oh, also that switch needs to be clean. So we'll do some of that too. I'll take the battery off just so I don't have it hanging there. I had no intention of including this in my classic vintage overdrives shootout. Kind of want to now. All right. I want to point out something here that I just noticed, which I mentioned. Another one. Remember how I said all those tabs kind of looked like they had been pried up on the ram's heads? Well, this is a little after the ram's heads, but look at that. Still exhibiting that to an extent. So I think that's just how they were making the pots. We have two op amps here. Oh, let's see if I can read it off the screen. This is a UA741TC. It looks like a Motorola L8227. There's another one over here that's socketed. Portugal labeled Texas Instruments TLO72CP 8813XR. That one's socketed and the other is not. It's kind of interesting. I don't know, were they having trouble with those as far as reliability and thought that they might need to be changed, or were they messing around with different parts and seeing what worked? I recognize this red capacitor from like 60s Fender amps. You see those. I forget if they are ITW or Pactron. Does it say? It does say ITW. Yeah, that's an ITW. There are a handful of electrolytic caps here. There's this one, 220 microfarad at 25 volts. And I believe that's probably just for filtering the AC. Kind of thinking it's not in the circuit even otherwise. Let's see, where does that... Well... Yeah, I'd have to really kind of follow that through. Oh, by the way, I was looking for a designator on this circuit board, and all I see is the EH3003 on this side, so maybe there's something over here. Yeah, it does not say. That's the only designation I see is that EH3003. Okay. Let's get a good shot of this here. Yeah, maybe like that. I guess I can try and read off some values in case you want to go back later and look at this stuff. So let's see. Okay, this is that 220 microfarad 25 volt cap. This little guy over to the side, 4.7 microfarad at 35 volts. This gray electrolytic behind it is 10 microfarads at 16 volts. And right next to that is a 1 microfarad at 60 volts. Or sorry, 1 microfarad at 50 volts. There's two blue electrolytics. Let's see if I can read those. They're Nichicons. 50 volt and 1 microfarad. And they are both same dealio. Okay. This yellow capacitor is 0.01. And it says 50K. It's kind of, 50, I guess that's a V, 50 volts. It's a weird looking V. Okay, let's check out these little green film caps. This one is 104. So that's a 0.01 or 0.10. 4 decimal places. Have to look. But it's 4 decimal places in nanofarads, I think. This is that 0.068K. This green one here, input capacitor that we talked about earlier. No doubt about it. It's 0.068K. It says so right on it. Here's a 0.22 and another 0.22, and they're both at 100 volts. And they say EH. Isn't that cute? And they have orange dots on them. The famous Electro-Harmonix orange dot film caps. Yeah, that's not a thing. Okay, and this ITW, it's a 0.12 microfarad at 200 volts. You see those sometimes in the preamp section of Fenders or the EQ, but regularly you see them near the tremolo too. All right. I'm just going to hold it up for the resistor values. I'm not going to read those off. Anybody who's interested can freeze frame and look at the color bands. I will try to get everything from different angles, though. I know that can be... Whoa! Don't slip out of my hand and yank on the wires. Okay, there we go. Come and show it all. I know sometimes that can be very helpful. Especially if I get my thumbs out of the way. Okay. And I'll show the back of the board again. Nice clear close-up of that. Once I get it back in, I mean. Usually there's a very small value cap. Oh yeah, there it is. There's it's probably polystyrene cap right there. Usually there's a very small one for the treble side of the tone stack, and I didn't read that off. So this funny looking one with the red band on it, it's kind of clear. And that is a 0047. So that's a 470 nanofarad, I think. But 0047 at 200 volts is what it says. Okay, I'm going to put one of these nuts back on. Okay, oh, I always forget to do this. Let's wipe it down before we put it back together. And you know what we're going to use to clean it with, right? Only the best. Delaney brand naphtha. If your naphtha is not Delaney brand naphtha, you're wrong. Look at that, nice and shiny. I did want to clean that switch too. Okay, that looks pretty nice. Let's get the small side here. And the broad side here. And then let's get the inside just for, oh yeah, let's start here because this is grungy. Okay, there's a little inspection tag or something I don't want to mess with there. But I'm going to try and get in here because there's some battery crustiness. And I just disconnected the switch. So we'll have to figure out where that goes. It wouldn't be an EHX pedal if it didn't break during an inspection. Have I done one that hasn't yet? I think if I did, I probably didn't get very deep into looking into it. Like a little cursory glance maybe won't break it, but if you take the board out and mess with it, you're going to break it. That should be their motto. If you open it up, you're going to break it. Kind of like owning a Fiat, you know, you just you have to become a bit of a mechanic. Still using these Japanese input and output jacks at this point. I've never taken apart a Russian Muff. I'd like to. Because they use all those parts that you don't see all the time. Kind of wanted a Sovtech amp when they were cheap. Guess I should have bought one when they were cheap, huh? Can't buy them cheap now. Thanks, Josh Scott. I'm just kidding. I really have no idea if his interest in them had anything to do with it. I'm going to try and clean this. Whatever we call that while I'm in here. Power jack. I need a little strip of abrasive paper. And it just goes right here. It's hard to get it in. Okay, we're going to call that good. Okay. And this needs a little tightening. That switch needs some cleaning. Just gonna spray this over the trash can. It's just gonna make a mess. Actually, I need a little paper towel or anyway. And a little on this side. Okay. Hopefully that's good. All right, now let's see if we can figure out where that battery connector went off to. Let's see. So that big filter cap's over here. One might think it should be connected something around that area. But I also kind of remember, yeah, the power was, oh yeah, this isn't the battery clip. This is the switch. Whoops. I'm just assuming it's the battery clip because they usually break and it's red. All right, so the switch goes to, well here, I have these schematics. I want to look. I wonder if this one shows it. Doesn't really show it there. This one doesn't show either. Oh, it does right there. So it goes from the output jack and then it switches to either the volume pot or the input jack. So which jack is that? That's the output. And then it switches to either the volume pot or the input jack. Yeah, but where on the board does it land? Because this doesn't reach either of those. Oh, I might have to review the video and see where it came off. I mean, it's only so long. It looks like it wants to go over here somewhere. Might have been there. That's the tone bypass. Usually you can see, oh, I bet it was right there. I bet it was right there. But I'll need to confirm, so stand by. Just took a quick look at the video, and yes, it is right there where I thought it was. Solid core wire. Okay, I'm just going to try to land it in there in exactly the very way it was before to make it look all nice and pretty. gonna need a little more solder. The solder's kind of old and gross. Man, did that ever like not want to go on clean? What the heck? Alright, I don't want to fire the duck up again, but I might have to. There. Some grimy nastiness. There we go. Okay. That's not a cold solder joint. It's just the kind of solder I put on there. It dries like that, which is nice because it looks old. Better give that a function check before we button it back up. That did not go as smooth as I would have liked. I think I'm going to move the... Oh, I guess I can't. Let's give that a quick spin up. Okay, we're good. Oh boy, I want to check that tone bypass switch. Yeah, it's great. So all I needed was a little love. Yeah. We're done here. Putting this guy back in the box. Just put the screws in the box. Everything good here? Everything good? No, it's not. This is a little misshapen. Look at that. See how this one flares off to the side? And this one doesn't. Is it like that on the bottom too? Oh yeah, there's the problem. Okay. See where it dips down a little bit? This guy got stepped on a little rough. It's okay. We'll just recreate the accident in reverse using the dull end, or the non-serrated portion of those pliers. Yep. That should fit a lot better now. Look at that. Beautiful. All it took is a little love. Uh-oh. These holes might be stripped. These screws might be wrong. But let's see. I think maybe if I put these in, it'll put a little pressure on from the side and do just right. Close, but let's see. Yeah, they're not a perfect fit. Those screws will need replacing eventually. I guess I can look and see if I have something. I don't think I have anything right here, but maybe I do. I don't really want just anything though, because those screws are, if those aren't right, they're pretty good. So I want what's right, or a perfect replacement, or I'm going to leave it alone. So let's see what I have. Tuning machine mounting screws. No, they are too small. That might be it. Yeah. Okay, we'll leave those be. And I'm just going to give it one quick wiping down of the knobs themselves. And I suppose we'll do the side and back panels also. That could use a pressing in. It's so close. Hey, did you see that guy? He just got out of there. I gotta find some little sheet metal screws like that. You know, close enough isn't enough. A thing worth doing is worth doing over and over again and trying too hard until you break it. That's how that goes, right? Not the same. Was that my doing with that battery deal there? Is that the problem? I need to put that in the vise. Hang on. Just squish it between two pieces of wood. Laminated wood to protect it. Okay. All right, so that should be perfectly straight now. I think it is. I'm going to stick this battery guy back in here. Actually, since we got this battery guy out, see if we can flip it around the other way. Yeah, like that. Yep. Man, it doesn't have a lot of slack, does it? I wonder if that battery had come off before and been replaced. Okay, I mean, it's enough. I've got it all fitting together so tight that it wants to. It needs a little encouragement to go back together the first time to fit just right. There we go. Better put that screw in now. I don't think it's going to get any better than that. I think if I mess with it more, it's going to mess with it. But I mean, look, those are clean seams. It's just a hair off right there. See? Should I mess with it? Nah. It's perfect there. All right. There we go. All done. Thank you for tuning in and watching my Muff madness. You guys have a great night. Bye-bye.